Hi, this is Sylvie with another weekly health tip. We're going to talk about some awkward topics like hemorrhoids and enemas. So enjoy. A lot of people do suffer from that. Actually, I had an issue myself and I'd never had anything like that before. And then when I did my research, I found out that it's actually very common. So here we go. I'm just gonna, so I was actually working on detoxifying myself, and I'm always tweaking my diet, doing some experimenting. I like to try things before I recommend it to people, if it's suitable for my body, because everybody body does have different needs. So within those boundaries, that's something that I feel that would work for me. So needing to make some adjustments. So to relieve the situation, I did some extra research and I followed my tuition. So what a lot of people can do is people's diets, lifestyles, change in diets, change in stress can create these kinds of symptoms. And so what I did is I increased the amount of raw fruits and vegetables in my diet. So I primarily eat fruits in the morning, and the fruits that I ate were pretty much the lowest sugar fruits that I could eat. Things like berries and citrus. Melon can be on there as well. Melon can have some molds associated with them, so some people react well to melons, some people don't. I chose at this point in time not to have any melons, so I just had berries and citrus. I also had celery juice in the morning. First thing, just pure celery juice according to medical mediums recommendations. I also had fresh lemon juice as well in the mornings or throughout the day with the real whole lemon. I actually would juice a whole lemon per drink. And then throughout the day, sometimes I have this bottle of this really nice, in a glass, fresh organic, not fresh, but bottled organic lemon juice. So that's a nice compromise that I feel that works for me as well. So some of the symptoms are anal itching and burning when going to the bathroom. It can be very uncomfortable. It can be very difficult to go to the bathroom if one has hemorrhoids. Now, if one just has the itching, you might have parasites. So it's just good to be really clear as what's going on. A lot of the protocols that I've got here are actually anti-parasitic and good for hemorrhoids. So it would probably help both. And the enema is definitely good for both. So it's amazing how many of our symptoms are related and can be connected potentially to parasites, funguses, and molds in the body or exposure. And I imagine that more and more information is coming out on that as to the degree that that actually is affecting us, maybe more than we realize. Let's see now, that's good. And I wanted to go through the herbs that I took. So I took a lot of liver healing herbs and liver cleansing herbs like milk thistle, burdock, and dandelion. I also took fresh aloe vera. I have lots of aloe vera in my house, so I just kind of cut them up. You got to make sure to take just the inside. You don't eat the skin. You can also purchase this at the health food store. I think I've even seen it at Loblaws. They have the big aloe vera leaves. The home ones, the ones you have at home, are smaller. They're fine as well. You just got to make sure not to have any of the skin on. And then in the enema part for the preparation, they're really special in that you can actually put medicines, herbs, and ways of adding nutrition to your body, because it's actually just one whole tube through your whole system. It's all connected, and that's where you actually absorb the nutrients. So if things are not being absorbed through your colon properly, sometimes it's nice to go up the other end. So I actually added anti-parasitic herbal blend, which is the one I use is cloves, wormwood, podako, and black walnut. And I actually made a decoction with that, and I added that to the enema liquid. I also blended fresh aloe vera and put that in because it's so healing on so many levels. Just like looking up aloe vera and all the benefits that it has are amazing. It's an amazing herb. Okay, so let's see. I talked about that. I talked about diet. I talked about salads. Psyllium. Okay, so the psyllium is really good because it helps push things through your system, and it's kind of like a broom. You don't want to do it all the time. And when you're using psyllium, it's very important that you stay hydrated throughout the day. So I used I go heavy. I use 2 tablespoons, so you can use 1 to 2 tablespoons with about 2 cups of water, or 1.5 to 2 cups of water. Some people put cayenne, but since I was having some burning issues, I decided to opt out for that. But that does really help move things along even more. So again, you got to use your intuition and say, well, with these symptoms, I'm not feeling comfortable with the cayenne at this time. And it worked fine as well. So that worked out very well. Okay, and I'm just making sure that I covered everything. So I said what I put in that. And after my whole treatments and slight shifts in diets, and part of the shift in my diet also was that I reduced the eggs and the dairy. I just had a little bit of yogurt. I'm still experimenting with dairy. A lot of people have issues with dairy. I have issues with dairy. I find if I don't have any grains and I don't have any gluten, I can handle the dairy a lot more. And I was actually recommended not to have nuts. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, no nuts, no dairy. Where am I going to get that yummy, fatty, proteiny kind of satisfaction out of my food? And I just opted to give it a try. So again, it's always like tweaking, finding out what works for you, what doesn't, because dairy can cause inflammation, constipation, can create mucus in your airways and in your colon. So there's a lot of downsides to eating dairy, and a lot of people actually do really well on it. So it's just one of those things that one has to be cautious with. I think that's about it. I had a sitz bath as well, and I used a very special medicine which cannot be named here. So if you're curious as to what I put in my sitz bath, please do reach out to me. And yeah, I think I covered it all, and I left details in my explanation as well, with a little bit more information that you can read. And always feel free to reach out to me. I always have my website and my email down below. And I don't think I have any links today for the research that I did, but I think I gave you enough information. So good luck and enjoy. And until next week, bye-bye.